Alright, this video assumes that you've already gone over the install me script for this particular project. You've dumped the Python scripts in your .nuke folder for your nuke script. So we're going to go on. We're going to start with the history and the full scope of this. Originally, Pedro wanted a script that would take all the layers of the .exr through a shuffle node, these being the layers, diffused, headlight, matte, so on, all of these, and would create a bunch of set nodes in a group folder. That's what this is. It's a group node. I'll go ahead and press S to open it up. It's not opened up. Go ahead and select one of the nodes. Press F to zoom into that area. For each layer, he wanted a saturation and a grade. Pedro said that the saturation had to come on top of the grade, otherwise you distorted the information, therefore the image. So again, we have diffused, headlight, matte, occlusion, so on. At the end of this, you had the same principles for you had merge, headlight, and matte. So you can change saturation parameters, change the grade parameters, and then choose how much of said layer goes into the actual project. As you can see, input A and input B are with the channel. Nothing else is connected. You've got A and B, which is why this lettering looks kind of funny. Go ahead and break it up. You can see, again, A and B is connected. Everybody's connected to each other. For the group node, everything comes into the input, which is the top of the file. That's what this connection is right here. And then at the bottom, you've got the output, which is a string right here. So you can access any and everything inside there. It's not a separate entity that you need like a password or whatever to get to. Alright, so let's go over. Again, here's the original script. On the outside of the group folder, we wanted controls. These are called knobs, every single one of these. The mix, channel here, the boxes, these are all called knobs. We wanted all of the connection knobs to connect to the inside of the knobs inside the folder here. This was to double check that all of these were actually physically connected correctly. Right now we have two issues. One, this takes up a lot of real estate. This is saturation and grade right here. It's basically taking up a foot of space, literally, even though we have the merge on a separate one. The script connects them just fine, so we don't need the first two layers. The script labels, this is the diffused, and it tells what kind of knob it is, saturation. So at a glance, you know what you're looking at. You don't have to click on it. You know that this is going to be the headlight grade. You know this is going to be the saturation, the matte, and so forth. None of these knobs, none of these layouts have been modified. These are straight up nuke. The scripter, me, has done absolutely nothing to modify them. So it's not like you're not going to find stuff. Or they're like mutant versions or whatever. The other issue we found out is, going back, now you have all of these tabs, which are your saturation, your grade, and your merge for each and every layer. That's going to get rather big, rather fast. As you can see, to get all the way over, I'm going to click for about, a minute or so. Through Michael Clavin and myself, we view this as kind of problematic. You still have the original blank node tab you have in every node, where you can export as a gizmo and everything, but just going through these tabs is kind of a nightmare. So we took that off. Also, we took this off for a reason. Alright, go over to your script editor. If it's not open, click on the box over here, go down to script editor, click it. You're going to go ahead and load. The one we're looking for is WB testing. If you get the one that looks like this, don't worry, you're in the right place. You just loaded the wrong script. This one says WB work. You want WB testing. As you can see, same text. It's like 7 lines of code. If you don't understand it, I'm going to walk you through it. First, we're going to import the script. So import WB work. You can press the knob right here, or you can do Control Enter on the PC, or the equivalent on the Apple. So again, just click here if you need to. Right now we're going to run the work in progress run me down here at the bottom. Highlight it. Go ahead and run it. This is the issue with the creation. When you create the knobs, it freezes the program. This is not a program that's not used to dealing with terabytes of data. They use this to make transformers. They use it to render Prime, Optimus, any of the Decepticons, anything, everything. So it deals with a lot of data. It's just we run into a processor glitch. We're physically creating these. The mix, operation, input A, B, all these takes up time. Right now that was like 2 minutes. But remember, this shuffle node has absolutely nothing here. What we're actually doing is we're making channels based on RGBA, RGB, and alpha. As you can see right here through the lettering sequences, RGB, alpha. So just with 3 lists, it took a minute. If we go over here and do it with this guy, it's going to take 7 to 15 minutes. Nuke program is going to gloss over like it's malfunctioning or stuck. So go get a cup of coffee for 7 to 15 minutes. Plus, depending on how big your script nuke file is, you're going to have the problem of actually crashing it. This is a bad thing, so we decided to scale back. Another issue we found out is that in creation of tabs, when you save it, it doesn't always save the loadout. Even if you save this as a gizmo. Again, you go over here to node, just like you would normally do. You have export as a gizmo. You have the same features. But periodically and randomly, it either gives you the node or it doesn't. That's, again, not viable. There's no point in giving the compositor a script that's going to kind of work and kind of crash the entire project. It's just not viable. Now, as you saw from script that we ran over here, work in progress, it does physically create these. It just doesn't save them. It doesn't bring them back. So we scaled this down yet again. So again, we're going to select our shuffle node. It's connected to nothing. And we're going to run me basic. So highlight this guy. Go over here again. Press the return icon. And here's the message we did. This is a backup feature in case you do not have layers. It's going to display this message, and it's literally there. No layers found. Please select again. Go and select it. So we're going to go over to this guy, and we're going to run it. As you can see, you aren't even able to blink enough. That's how fast it is. We have this right here, Comp Shader Basic. The one we ran before was Work in Progress. They're all labeled for what they are. So if you get confused, just remember the acronym at the end of the script. We ran Work in Progress first. We're on Basic right now. Alright, going over to Basic. As you can see, there are no tabs on the outside, and we have no giant footprint like we did for the original scope. If this is not yet open, go ahead and press the S. And here you can see you have the original loadout. You have a saturation per layer. You have a grade. Down below you have a merge. This seems to be self-explanatory. Each node has the name of the layer it's controlling. It tells you what type of node. And it's physically connected. You didn't do nothing. You ran the script, took care of it all by itself. The grade is the same way. Saturation, grade. That's what we have so far. This is the basic. This is what you are getting. In the next video, we're going to go over bells and whistles, how this was propagated and scripted for the compositor to be free of use, free of thinking. So if you look at this at 2 a.m., there's nothing odd to stop you. You can get the product out. A viable script.